Okay, we are live for the Martin Fowler Scrum and stand up. So let's go ahead with our updates. Tong Wei, do you want to go first? You don't mind? You're muted now, of course.
Right now, I just submitted a PR, the pull request review. And most likely I'm going to continue with the Pandit with the job seeker stuff with the form.
Yeah, there's a story for that already, in fact.
Yeah. So
Tong Wei, go ahead, please.
most likely I will just grab it. Yeah. I haven't
Okay.
do anything yet. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my note this morning on Slack, but I added to that particular story some things that have to be done to reflect where we ended up with the story you just completed. So you may want to check that. If you're going to take the story, I guess it doesn't matter. I just want to make sure if somebody else took it, they knew what they had to do to follow on your story that you just delivered. So
Yeah.
anyway, take a look.
Yeah, I just now I've read your message, and I have replied with shall we assign the same thing for the agency admin as well, like the case manager, meaning allow the same field for the agency admin to edit the form like the case manager does, because I think the agency admin also have the power have the ability to edit the job seeker form or in profile. Yes.
Well, I would say we don't have a story for that came from any user request. I believe the case manager editing the profile did. Well, we wouldn't do it otherwise. So we should hold off on that. And if the client requests that, we can add that.
Because previously I've already seen the code for agency admin edit button for agency admin for the job seeker in the job seeker form. Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Oh, I see. Well, let's not. Yeah, let's leave that in there. Is that what you're saying? Do we change that or leave it in there? Is that what you're asking?
So most likely it will just give some message or comments on the waffle story.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. I can take a look at that and comment it back then. But I think right now, whatever you've done is sufficient, and we don't necessarily need to change anything regarding the agency admin capability. All right, great. Thanks, Tongwei. Sonia, you're back. Is audio
Yes,
better now?
I think so.
Okay, great. Do you want to give your update?
Yes. So Patrick, the test case, I was trying to close the 374 and create a pull request, but I see some runtime errors on my side when I run the Cucumber tests. So I still wasn't able to figure out what is happening because I mean they are not specific to any fix we did. They are just some random runtime errors that are appearing there. So I just thought I'll run a build on the server and just gave a pull request just now. So I see some scenarios are failing. Probably I'll fix that and try to reissue the pull request.
Did you see my Slack message to you on the
Yes,
23rd?
Patrick. Yeah, I incorporated that into the
You did.
fix. Actually, yeah, 1 second did not work. I have put 5 seconds right now.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay. That's yeah. So you're switching browsers. So yeah. Well, maybe we can cut that down to. I hate to put these manual weights in there, but sometimes we have to.
Yes, I know. I don't know. I
Yeah, I don't.
tried a couple of things, but somehow 1 second was randomly failing. So I thought it's better to slightly increase it for now.
Okay.
And maybe in the server, if things are all right, I'll reduce it.
Okay, great. All right. Anything else, Sonia? Any
Yes.
blockers? Okay.
No, nothing else, Patrick. The only thing is, yeah, none of the Cucumber tests are running on my side. I see some runtime errors. I'm not sure why. I don't know what changed also.
Okay. Do you want to connect up after the stand-up, or do you want to work on that on your own, or how do you want to proceed?
Right now, I don't know. I actually restarted my machine to see if something was goofed up. So I don't have the logs. So I don't think immediately after the call we'll have anything to work on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So maybe I'll check on that and probably ping you on Slack if I still see the same error.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yeah.
All right.
And hopefully by the next call, this pull request will be completed.
It's about time, huh?
Exactly. It's been more than a month, I think.
Yeah, and you'll have to rebase again. Some PRs, I think, were merged in the last couple of days.
Okay.
Hopefully not a real painful one. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm hoping so. Okay.
Okay. Sam, do you want to go next? You're next in line here.
Finding the mute button. Yes. So Friday, working on the website 1 project, Michael and I dived in for a confident coding thing. I don't know if you know Avdi Grimm and his book Confident Ruby, which we've been looking at recently. And we'd had a very difficult day with legacy tests and models and so on the Thursday. And we sort of really pushed hard for kind of imposing our vision of the domain on the domain models, and made quite good progress on Friday with creating some new subscription and payment source models that I'm quite pleased with. Hopefully that will then lead into this, making it easier to develop features this week, but we will see. Got a blog about all of that this morning. That was Friday. Then this morning I've been working on prepping the legacy homework 1 for the MOOC and fix a couple of bugs there. But I'm gonna have to work on that, continue working on that tomorrow. There's another kind of there's another hour's work there. Yeah, and I think I've just fixed the Agile bot, which was posting. I mean, it's still doing all of our Slack stuff correctly, but it was posting into the wrong Gitter chat room. So hopefully, all of the people pairing in the MOOC will see their Agile Ventures Hangouts being posted into the correct channel going forward.
Great, lots of activity. Sounds good. All right, thank you, Robert. You want to check in?
Yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm new to Agile Ventures, and I've joined the channel for the local support program. And really just wanted to say hi. I've got the my dev environment set up and the local support. Everything's running correctly on my local machine, so I've just been going through mainly just kind of getting familiar with the that project. And I think when I joined the channel, I kind of was looking at the setup documentation just to make sure it all matched my experience. So I've got a few notes for you guys on that. But yeah, just here to say hi, really.
Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, so thanks for joining, Robert. Just so you know, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we do kind of a joint Scrum between what Sam generally does with the Scrum of Scrums, if you will, and with a focus on on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the Met Plus project. So you should join. Feel free to join, and please do. We may spend a little bit of time mucking around with the details on the Met Plus project, if you can bear with that. But anyway, I think it's working so far, combining these two things.
Cool. Well, I don't mind listening to the talk. It's good. It's good to hear.
Just listening up context. Laura, do you want to go ahead next?
Hey everyone, sorry for being a bit late. Just was with the
No
client.
problem.
Okay, so this weekend I spent some time on Met Plus or PET, just going through the actual system itself and getting myself a fay with everything and how everything worked. I then looked at my task in terms of setting up. I've forgotten the name of the gem that I'm going to be integrating. I just have one blocker on that, which was I noticed that a lot of the employers or the HR people that are signed up on the net, there aren't resumes linked. Hello?
Laura, you're breaking up quite a bit. If you could maybe try that again.
There's somebody was okay. Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
yeah. I think
Okay.
we had some noise coming in.
Yeah. So there was just one blocker that I had was in terms before I started setting up. I'll tell you now. Let me just quickly jump there. Setting up the task that I was doing. I was just when I was going through the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
I know that this job seeker Tom. He if I went into his account, I could see his resume was uploaded. But if I went to, say, an HR manager or an employer, there were people who were job seekers assigned to them, but there weren't resumes or files linked to the resumes, which I think I'll need to test this this feature of the Yamo gem, because I'll need to be able to download something from as an employer.
Yeah.
So I tried to sign up as an employer, but I've got a couple of errors, so I wasn't sure.
Okay.
So on MedPlus, I'll have a look at that with you later, Patrick, if we can.
Yeah, that'd be great. In fact, I was going to suggest that.
Okay, that's perfect. I've just got a 2:00 meeting, so either before 2:00 or after 2:30.
What time is it there right now?
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's now 10 to 1. So that would be so 10 to 1. So in about an hour and a half.
Okay. Okay. All right. That sounds great.
Then yesterday I was working on local support. I was just looking at the SEO setup, what gems there were. Sam, there's quite a bit of SEO.
Yep, go on.
Content that needs to be done, just so like from the landing page.
Sure.
We'll need to put a header in. There'll need to be a bit of content. So I just wanted to check with you. Am I able to put that in?
Yeah, you certainly are.
Right.
I mean, what I was thinking to do is, Robert's into local support. I might just create a local support hangout now, or we'll be chatting for a little while, so you can come in there. But you should easily be able to do a pull request. But I think it's hit the time. We've sort of hit 15 minutes, so I might nip off and do that, and we can get into that in more detail in a separate hangout or in Slack as necessary.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Since I'm speaking, I just shout out to Jose and Bishish who've joined us, who I imagine have come in from the MOOC. What I'll do is I'll create this other hangout and put a link there. And if you have more questions you want to see about local support project, come with me. Otherwise, stay here, and I think Pat's going to stay with us and talk about MetPlus, if that all made sense. But I'll add some links momentarily to sort that out.
It did make sense. Yeah. All right. So we'll do that. So we will bring this to a close then, unless Jose or Bishop had something specific they need to talk about right now. Otherwise, we're going to switch to talking about specifically the MetPlus project.
No, thank you. I was just testing the system.
Good. You should do that. Experiment. Absolutely. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Okay. So why don't we switch gears here? Looks like Sam's going to have to break off and go to his other hangout. That's cool. But so Laura, actually, let me just give my quick update. So what I did was I reviewed some PRs, Tongways, and Makeus in particular. I wrote a spec for the Cruncher Sandbox API, yet to be reviewed by Hughes. So hopefully he agrees to do it that way. There's a page on the wiki, GitHub wiki, so you can look at that. It's very simple. And I did research some inline viewing of docs mechanisms, Laura, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to connect up with you as well. Talk about that stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So where I ended up with that, Laura, was that I looked at that Yamu gem,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of doubtful whether that's going to meet our needs. The
All
reason
right.
is that it actually takes a formatted file, binary formatted file, and converts it to text. And I think if we tried to display that inline to, say, an employer, it's really not going to work because, as you know, a resume is typically a finely crafted, formatted item. And if we just have text that throws away all the formatting, it's just going to be a mess.
Okay.
I know we use that particular Apache library on the back end to basically take formatted text, tear it apart, and then do textual analysis of it, because we just have straight text, which is cool. But I think on the front end, it might be a stretch for us. So then I started looking at other things, and I'm wondering if we want to, for this initial story, just support download of the file to the local computer of the viewer. That would allow somebody to download a Word or a PDF or whatever to their local computer and then bring it up in their native app, Word or PDF, and see it. I think we need to support that anyway, because if I'm an employer and I have my own job tracking system, applicant tracking system, I'm probably going to need that to grab that resume and add it to the system.
Yes.
So I think there's a feature we need anyway.
Yes.
And then, so there's, let me see where I was at here. There is this, oops. Wrong one. I didn't mean to do that particular copy link. Maybe this will work. Link, yeah, there it is. Ruby on Rails does have a data streaming module, part of Action Controller, and they do have this thing called send file, which you can specify if you want to try to display it inline if it's a PDF, or you can say just prompt the user in effect to find the place to download it to. Maybe that's what we ought to focus on initially, getting the file. So what we have now in place is this Cruncher service calls that we have on the Rails side, where you can call that and get a temp file to give you access to the file. And then that temp file, you could then pass to the send file option to allow the user to download the file directly.
Yeah.
So maybe if we get that working, what we can do after that is to look at other ways to do inline viewing. One way, so let me see. Did I post how to render? Yeah. So the particular link that I just put in there above the Rails API had some interesting information. And basically, this is 2015, so it's fairly new.
Yeah.
And the person starts off, one of the people commenting starts off saying, we really don't know how to, browsers typically don't do that, and they're not aware of any particular library that we could use that allows us to do that cleanly. But they point to two things, the commenters point to two things. One is there's a google.com inline viewer where you can give it a path to a file on some remote server, and it can bring it up. You put it in an iframe. The other one is somebody references a Microsoft Office viewer. Basically looks like it operates the same way. Give it a path, brings it up in an iframe. So those things might work. I think the third thing that we might think about is, in terms of inline viewing, is we convert the file. If it's not a PDF, we convert it on the fly when we grab it from the Cruncher to PDF, and then we send it to the browser. And pretty much all browsers can display inline PDF, unless the users disable that, which they typically don't. That might be an easier way. Just convert on the fly to PDF and just let the browser do it. Let's not fiddle with trying to do it with these weird viewers. It gets really complex,
No,
I
that's
think,
fine.
you know?
Oh, that's great. I'm happy with that. Because I really didn't even actually know what I was looking for.
No, I realized over the weekend I started looking at that gem you were looking at, and I realized that's a great gem, but not for what we need to do on the browser.
No,
So,
sure, perfect.
yeah, so I think maybe what we ought to do is perhaps we should create a separate story for just the simple file download of the browser. And then reference the story you're working on, just say this is gated by that news story. So we do the news story first. The more I think about it, I think the online viewing just convert to PDF. And I know there's one reference actually in that Stack Overflow page, but there's probably others.
Okay.
That might be the cleanest way to finally get to inline viewing. But at the very least, we know we need file download. They need to be able to get a local copy anyway to do with what they will. So that might get us jump started here.
Perfect.
Do you want to also just show the UI where you were trying to find a resume and you couldn't find it?
I haven't started up, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll take a screen grab and I'll post it. I'll ping you on Slack because I have to start up everything because I haven't started up today.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
And then I'll just send a screen grab. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and create the story for the first aspect of this, which is the download the file? Or do you want me to do that? I can do that.
You know what? Let me do it. I'd
I
like
will.
to, and then you can just correct me. I think that would be great.
Oh, let you do it? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see you do that. Yeah. Everybody can create stories, right?
If they're right, that is the thing.
Yeah. Well, no problem there.
Perfect.
All right, perfect. Okay, so I'll look for your message on Slack. If we need to connect up as well before your 2 o'clock, we can do that. But if not, maybe we can work this through.
Okay, fantastic.
I think that's about it. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm glad we had a chance to talk about that. I think I didn't head you off on Friday like I should have, but I didn't realize the import of what you were doing with that gem file until I looked at it later.
Sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was on the right path or not either, so that's fine. It's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, great. Perfect. All right. Anything else from anybody? All right. Sounds like we're done then. All right. Everybody have a good afternoon, evening, or day as the case may be, and we'll connect up tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. Bye now.